What's up, guys? It's Ryan here with East Coast Athletics, and welcome to Track Talk Thursday. This is the first one, and I'm gonna be going live every Thursday from this point forward, and we're gonna be talking about pretty much all the latest news and the latest issue that is related to track and field. It's been 2 weeks since we had the World Championship. You know, all the phenomenon that occurred, all the great races that we saw, the records, all that good stuff. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. I know we had to, take some time for all that to sink in. A lot of people were celebrating. Gotta congratulate the athletes as well for doing so good. We're not gonna just, overlook stuff like that. We have a few things. Well, I have a few things that I want to let you guys know about for sure. And one of them is that Shelly and Fraser Price is one of the nominee for the 2019 Athlete of the Year. So, that's really good. I wouldn't doubt that because, I wouldn't doubt the fact that she would be nominated because she has done spectacular things in the sport of track and field. So I definitely think that was a good thing, for her to be nominated. There's also a few other athletes that were nominated, like the 400 meter world record holder. She was also nominated for Athlete of the Year as well. Let me see. Katharina Johnson Thomas was also nominated. So there's quite a few athletes here on this list that were nominated, but the ones that pretty much I would say everybody would be familiar with, or if I even mention their name, you guys would definitely know is Shelly and Fraser Price and Mohammed, because they're pretty much the two standout when it comes to, track and field and sprinting in general, or hurdling. So I definitely wanted to make mention of those names. But on the male side, we have athletes like Donovan Brazier, Christian Coleman, Stephen Gardner. We have Sam Kendricks, Noah Lyles. There's quite a few athletes here that was nominated for Male Athlete of the Year. So we definitely, want to congratulate them on being nominated. We are not sure, everybody have their predictions and everybody, have their pick as in who they want to be Athlete of the Year or who they think, performance was a standout, but I guess we all gotta wait and see. I think it's November 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the date that the nomination, the award is gonna be held. So you guys stay tuned for that. I'll definitely be updating you guys about that event. I'm not sure what day it is just yet, but I will be letting you guys know which day that is. Maybe next, what I'll do is next Thursday I will let you guys know the exact date. So you guys just need to stay tuned for that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that our top Jamaican sprinter, might be, switching coach again, based on this article that I read. Stated that Johan Blake might be eyeing, a new coach after the IAF World Championship in Doha. It's a pretty peculiar situation in that the article, made mention of stuff like his coach wasn't present, leading up, like I guess a couple weeks before, the World Championship. So he was doing a lot of the workouts on his own, So I think maybe that's one of the reasons why he is thinking about switching to another coach. I'm not sure which coach he's going to be going to, but, that's pretty much what the article was saying. It stated that pretty much it's saying that for the most part, leading up to the World Championship, he was there by himself. In Europe, when he was training, he was there by himself. The coach wasn't there with him. So I think based on the article, that his agent is the one who is really, speaking on his behalf. I don't think he has said much about, this issue or this topic yet. But yeah, he might be switching coach. Personally, I really think that he needs to go back to, if he's gonna switch coach, he needs to go back to his original coach, which is Coach Glenn Mills, because personally, I think he is the greatest spring coach in the world. So I really think that he need to, if he's gonna switch coach, he need to evaluate everything that has, occurred with him in the past and the present, and then make a decision accordingly. And I really feel like going back to Coach Mills is the best thing for him. That's the coach who got him to 20.26, and that's the coach who got him to 9.69. He won a world championship with that coach. He also got a Olympic silver in the 100 and 200 meter with that coach. So I really think that, that's where he's supposed to be. I mean, sometimes as athletes, we allow our pride and little things to get the better of us, and not make the right decisions. But, sometimes we just got to be mature about whatever situation we're in and just try to do what's best for our careers and what's best for us in general. Because I really feel like if he was with Coach Mills, it could have been the same, because again, he got hurt, and I'm gonna make that clear. The article stated that he suffered from, well, actually more than one article stated that he suffered from severe hamstring injuries in which he had to do surgery and stuff. So I understand that he was hurt and everything, but I really think Coach Mills is the person to bring him back to where he was, because Usain Bolt was having injuries and everything before he got to where he was on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? So Coach Mills was the one who got him healthy and got him strong and got him to the point where he was able to break the national record, and then from the national record to becoming the 100 meter national champion and world champion and Olympic champion. So I really feel like Coach Mills is the person to, take a lot of these athletes from one level to the next. But, a lot of times athletes, they try to gain personal, attention and stuff like that. they want the coach to be one-on-one with them sometime. And I've experienced that myself. Like a lot of the athletes in even in college, they like to be in a program where the coach is one-on-one with them. The coach, address certain things when it comes to their technique, and be a little bit more, one-to-one with them and work with them a little bit more closely. So that in itself is a whole nother issue. I feel like as athletes, we need to learn how to deal with stuff like that, be a part of a team instead of being individualistic about everything we do. Yes, track and field is an individual sport, but at the end of the day, you got to learn to work with your coach and learn to work as a part of a group, because having a training partner or having multiple training partner, is a good thing. So I really think that he should definitely go back to Coach Mills, and try to make things work right there. If he's gonna change coach, I think that's the direction that he's supposed to head towards. Um, you guys could definitely comment. Let me know what you think. If you think he should stick with the coach that he is with, or go somewhere else and try to start over fresh. I mean, he's just 29 years old, so he got time. I feel like he got a lot more left in him. And as you can see, there has been this debate in the comments in one of my videos about age being a factor, and I really think that age is not, it shouldn't be the determining factor of when an athlete stop competing or not. Because if you're below 35, I think that you could definitely be competitive, because Gatlin is doing it right now. He's a living example of being able to deliver regardless of your age. So I don't think at his age he is falling off or anything. I feel like he is the number one in his country right now, and he's been running sub tens for the past couple of years after recovering from his injury, but he hasn't been back to the time that he used to run when he was coached by Glenn Mills. But I think only time will tell where he'll be in terms of like his preparation for the Olympics and who is coaching him and stuff like that. All that will determine how he will perform next year. So I guess we just have to wait and see. And this also brings me to the main thing that I wanted to talk about. And I noticed I've been posting videos on YouTube for a while, and I posted a couple race with Blake's, I think, and I've talked about him in my live chat, and I noticed a lot of negative energy going towards him, saying that he is done, there's no coming back, he's too big, he's too bulky, this, that, and the third. But I really think that these people who are watching, the audience, they need to show more compassion to these athletes, because at the end of the day, we're talking about the second fastest man in the world ever in the 100 and 200 meter, right? We need to understand that as athletes, our body or their body will go through different things in different point in time, right? They will get hurt. They're not machines, right? So they're gonna get hurt, and when they do, we need to still be supportive of them during that process and not beat them down or bash them because they're not able to deliver exactly how we want them to deliver, or exactly how we expect them to deliver, right? It's a part of the sport. You will get injured, you will get hurt, regardless of how well you hydrate, regardless of how how much you time you put into recovery. It happens. Muscles wear and tear, like it's a natural thing. It's like a rubber band. If you keep stretching it, as much as it's heated up and everything, you keep stretching it over a period of time, you're gonna see even micro tears in it, small little tears that you might not be able to see with your naked eyes. And after a period of time, it's gonna get bigger and bigger. As I said, stuff happen. It could happen way faster than he's able to repair. So that's something that we, as you know, I'm gonna say sideliners because we pretty much on the side looking in. Um, I think that we should be more compassionate when it comes to these athletes because we bash them too hard, and I feel like we're too hard on them when it comes to, you know, competing and being at their best. It's like we don't realize that these people, they're human beings. They have lives outside of track and field as well. They wanna do all the stuff that we non-athletes are able to do, or that we're doing. They want to do all that too. They want to have a life. They want to be happy. Track and field in itself is a full-time job, and I feel like a lot of people out there who are watching track and field, they don't realize this. They don't realize, like, you have to put a certain amount of time into recovery. You got to eat a certain type of way. You got to make sure that you warm up properly. You got to make sure you're there on time to begin with, to warm up properly. You technically got to devote your whole life to track and field. You got to eat, sleep, and breathe track and field in order to be at your best, in order to be the best in the world. It doesn't just come because you have talent. It doesn't work like that. It's not, oh, I'm fast, so I'm gonna run 9.6, or I'm gonna train really hard to just run 9.6. No, there are a lot of things that comes into play when it comes to running fast. And I don't think Yohan Blake is not a disciplined person, because he trains really hard, and Bolt himself verified that. And several times I've heard him say that he's a hard worker. So that's not, where he's lacking. But as I said, stuff do happen, and, we just gotta be mindful of how hard we are on these athletes. So, I want to leave you guys with that, thinking about that, not to bash our athletes. And not only Yohan Blake, I've seen athletes bashed a whole bunch of other athletes before. I mean, I've seen people bash a whole lot of athletes before. They came down hard on Bolt several times, stating that, oh, he's partying, he's this, he's that. But tell you what, he always brushed those comments off. That's one thing that, everybody knows about him. He don't really pay much attention to what the public gotta say. He just brush it off, and he just take care of his business. If he's hurt, he try to recover from it. Unfortunately, he didn't have any injuries that was, really serious, that he had to, think about saying, oh, I'm gonna end up doing surgery or anything like that. He was lucky enough not to be able to, not being in that situation. So that's definitely a good thing. But unfortunately, Blake wasn't so lucky. He wasn't so fortunate. So, that's one of the things that happen in track and field. As I said before, you win some, you lose some, and it's gonna be like that. So I'm just saying, once again, we don't gotta bash our athletes so hard. We do want them to win. We do want them to be at their best all the time, but it doesn't always, work the way we want it as the viewers. So just want to leave you guys with that. Think about it. Comment if you have anything, to say, anything to add to what I explained throughout the live chat. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, click the subscribe button, enable notification, leave a thumbs up if you like this video. And until next Thursday, guys, it's Ryan here with East Coast Athletics.